Hi,
Hi.
how are you doing?
Fine, thanks. And you?
I'm good, thank you. I have some questions for you.
Marvelous. That's what I'm here for.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. When would you use both ACLs and IAM policies? Is there a use case for that?
Yeah, I guess there is. So if you would have a bucket with your own files in it, and then you got a friend and you want to share one file with that friend, then what you could do is create this ACL for that particular object, and then only share that without giving them access to anything else in your bucket.
Okay. If you wouldn't have access to an object based on IAM, but you would have access based on ACL, which permissions are used?
It's always the broader permissions that win. So in this case, the ACL permissions would give you access, so they will win.
Okay. And finally, well, not finally, but next, if you had only write permissions, could you also read an object?
It depends on where the permissions are defined. So in IAM, reading an object and writing an object are different operations. So we can actually control who has access to which part of that. But then in ACL, it's more like an access level. So technically the access rights are concentric. So a write operation or a write would always include reading as well.
Okay. You mentioned that IAM policies are the preferred method for access control. Why is that?
Well, first of all, it's that because Google tells us, right?
Okay.
It's in the documentation, so it is true. And then on the other hand, there are problems with ACLs. It comes from the fact that the IAM permissions are kind of easy to control because they're all in the same place. However, the ACLs are in the metadata of the actual object. So if you need to find out like who has access to any object in a particular bucket, you will basically need to go through the metadata of each and every object in that bucket to check.
And that could be a costly operation.
Yeah. Very, very costly. Just think about retrieval fees and that kind of stuff.
So you would have to read the whole object.
The metadata for
the metadata, okay. But still, if you had millions of objects, maybe.
Yeah, just
that's going to cost you money.
Yeah, just the access cost already.
Okay, I think these were the questions I had for access control.
All right.